हमको पता है कि cost pressures change हो गए हैं, right? Pricing, the cost structures have gone down. There's obviously a movement towards work from home, which is reducing cost. There's also the fact that rents will go under renegotiation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even employees will come from work from their home, their pricing will, the costing will be much different. They'll be also happier, right? Because they don't no longer have to come to a, let's say, city like Mumbai, give sort of pay rent like a 30, 40,000 and stay some in remote corner, travel all the time. So there's a definite amount of reduction in cost. What do you sense out of it, saying that what kind of business opportunity can be created out of it? And I'm not about hurting people, but I'm saying value which can be created, which will again go flow back into the economy.
Yeah, so I think this is a lesson I think we have forcibly undergone, right? All of us, where we didn't elect to work from home, but I think it is the right set of outcomes for us, right? Not every job can be a work from home job, but there is a very large percentage of jobs that are work from home jobs, right? If you look at extremely polluted and extremely kind of congested cities like Mumbai, like Bangalore, if you look at the employment in those cities, a lot of those jobs can be done remotely, right? These people don't have to be in Mumbai city. Actually, they're not even in Mumbai city, right? They're in Virar. They're coming from Kalyan. They're coming 2.5 hours, commuting one way, tired, worn out, coming into the job. Abhi the monsoon ka to bati mat karo, like that'll be another that'll be another obstacle course on top of like everything that's hard already. And then they repeat that every day, right? 2 hours each way. I have people who used to come to our office 1.5 hours, and I'm like, man, you're a data scientist. You're coming 1.5 hours on a bus and a train and a switch and a that, and then uske baad, yaar karoge kya? Like you're already, you're already worn out. And then, you have to go through this whole day of work, and there's of course a lot of work pressure, and then you kind of have to head back and then repeat, right? So, and I think that needs to be questioned. I think while no one really loves this work from home lockdown construct, it is actually there is a silver lining to this. I think a lot of us as CEOs, as management, have realized that we don't need all our staff in the office to be able to do the best work that they do. Right? As PayU Credit, I want us to be the best place for the best people to do their best job. And that best place is PayU Credit. It's not our offices within PayU Credit, right? So I think going back out of this lockdown, it's my view that we will encourage people to the extent possible to work from home, to work remotely from whichever cities they're from or whichever towns they're from, as long as they have decent internet connectivity and they can do their job, all good. We've also learned the hard way how to collaborate. We can definitely communicate on these video calls. We've also slowly starting to learn how to collaborate, how to kind of innovate. That's of course a lot easier when you and I are in the same room on a whiteboard, and you and I have done this several times where we've kind of taken a pen and drawn stuff on the board. That gets a lot harder. But I'm hoping some of these tools will improve. I'm hoping some of our efficiency in conversations will improve. We as a group are starting to write a lot, right? Before we used to kind of meet, 6 of us used to meet, and then we said, let's discuss, right? But now there's a pre-read. There's discipline around asking questions up front, coming into a meeting with a very organized set of thoughts so that then you can build on people's conversation. So to say that, it's hard to innovate, hard to collaborate on a video screen is a bit of a cop-out. That just means we have not been disciplined. It was hard for us too, but I think slowly, I think we are getting a lot better. So to answer your question, yes, on terms of cost, I think every rupee, every dollar saved in businesses by not having big, gigantic offices, by not forcing people to work from Mumbai, not paying the Mumbai surcharge in terms of, for the higher cost of living, by reducing our costs systematically and creating employee kind of happiness in the process. If we can actually then save money, pass it back to our end consumers, then I think as an ecosystem, we're just getting that much better, right? Today, if you look at our the notion of processing fees and the notion of higher interest rates, I'm just talking about the lending business. It's all a function of generating more revenue from the end consumer in order to kind of pay off a lot of these costs. Like I think the lower parallel office is not required. The the employee kind of 10% extra because they live in Mumbai or the vicinity of Mumbai is not required. So I think all those cost savings add up to billions of dollars, and I think that can be passed back into the ecosystem. And actually, frankly, I think our cities are not set up this way, right? This is a perfect time for good urban planning. I think if the tier 2 cities can emerge as better hubs for people with the right level of connectivity, then I think this is a good time for us to embrace that. I for one feel like Mumbai with the limited traffic on the roads is at equilibrium right now, finally.
No, I agree. In fact, I was talking to my wife yesterday that maybe we should move to Khopoli or some remote corner. And as long as there is a network connectivity out there, and I think we should be okay. And maybe there can be a mall, maybe 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers away, we can go there. And that's about it. I think that's the life we are looking at ease, because we can work whenever we want.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I think what we have realized, one of the things is that when we work from remote, I've never seen people coming late to the sessions most of the time. I think unless and until they had a previous session running late. Mota, no, not really. And people are also smiling. I mean, we have a 9:30 call every day, and 9:30 call starts exactly at 9:30. We've not had a session where people come late. So I think we believe that 30 to 40% of cost will go down. And maybe when you're talking about remote tier 2 cities, I'm looking at not tier 2. I think why not tier 6 place, a village which has network, right? That's all we need now. And maybe he will also do something better there as well.
So we have people who are in remote parts of, outside of Patna. We have people who are in small villages in Gujarat. And they are equally productive as the people who are sitting in Bangalore city or sitting in Mumbai. And it's only because I think the country's mobile internet infrastructure has gone through an overhaul over the last 5 years, right? Imagine if we did not have all the geo innovation that has been plowed into, literally plowed into our undergrounds, right? All the people benefiting from the fiber cables, all the people. So I think in some ways, I think we all have to thank our friends at Jio for making this happen. Because I don't think the old world would have allowed for productivity in the same way.
I agree. And then traffic is of now different kind now, completely different. We talk about traffic jam, we talk about network getting off. That's more or less what we say.